Good evening, everybody, from the southern part of Northern California. It's the Sometimes Vlog, yeah! It's a vlog that happens sometimes, and sometimes it happens down on the farm, but this isn't just any old farm. This is Bishop's Pumpkin Farm, which is Allie's hometown pumpkin farm. And since we're almost to Halloween and we didn't go to New England, well, that means Allie's hometown traditions must continue, but this has gotten out of control because Bishop's Pumpkin Farm is no longer simply just a you pick your own pumpkin patch. Like Allie was just telling me, when she was a kid, there was like a corn slide, they had some pony rides, you know, maybe the corn maze or something like that. Oh yeah, the little tiny train, which we rode on before in a previous video, but never anything like what's here now. They've still got wagon loads full of pumpkins, and of course we are it's an actual working pumpkin farm. This isn't just like pumpkin patch like down in Southern California. I grew up with pumpkin patches. You know, you can go out to some field in the Inland Empire and they've got a bunch of pumpkins stacked up there, but they weren't grown there. These pumpkins are all actually grown on this farm. We are surrounded by giant pumpkin fields, so this was always part of the shtick up here. But a lot has changed from the time when Allie was little going here, and even from the times I started coming here with Allie. This place now is full of all kinds of different food. There are little booths with prizes. Here's Will E. Coyote's trading post with all kinds of snacks and treats. They've got signs for all of their new rides and attractions. There's the old pony ride. And just in the last 2 years since the last time we were here, they have built new rides and attractions like this, the Sunflower Whirl. So they've got their own teacups out here. Now, what did I say? Like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago we were out here and I said, this place is like Knott's Berry Farm. It is gonna slowly turn from a working pumpkin farm into a theme park. It is way bigger than I have ever seen it. It's crazy, right?
I know, it is.
That parking lot was completely full. Yesterday we came out here to take Allie's picture. We got some good pictures right at golden hour. We hiked way out into the pumpkin fields because the rest of the farm was packed. Anyway, I've been in the middle of researching a bunch of Disneyland history videos. I was in the middle of filing my very late taxes from 2023 and all that kind of stuff. So it really felt like, I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to go do this. But then once we're up here, I'm like, hey, we're up here. And you got to visit a bunch of family. She got a bunch of her stuff back, which is nice. You get some pictures. You got some, actually we can film a whole documentary about you now because we got everything. We got your school report cards. I am very disappointed in you, young lady. Yep, and just like everything I do with Allie, she's like, we gotta go to New England or we gotta go to the pumpkin farm. I'm like, oh, come on, dude, we really are gonna spend all this money or we're gonna drive all this distance or there's other stuff we gotta do. But once I get out and about with her, I'm always having fun. Look at this new playground right here. They are just expanding and expanding left and right. Dude, I've never seen a caboose out here before either, although Allie says that might have been here for a while. I know this stuff was here, the little Western town with the slides. Oh yeah, I remember these, the animatronic chickens. Push the button, see if it works. Hey look, something's still free here. Oh yeah, they're gonna sing, they're gonna dance. Hey, there they come.
A cocker spaniel, a poodle, and a rooster.
I don't know. What do you get when you cross all those three things together?
A cock-a-poodle-doo.
A cocker-poodle-doo. They're telling jokes. There's some kind of big old slide or something over this way. This place is slowly but surely becoming a theme park. Just like I was saying, it's just like the early days of Knott's Berry Farm where it was an actual working berry farm with a chicken dinner restaurant. In fact, this really reminds me of where they used to do the panning for gold. And Knott's Berry Farm is kind of sunk down, but it keeps expanding every single year. And it's mind-blowing how huge it is. We're just on the outskirts. We're not even in the center right now.
On the side of this, you could go pan for marbles.
So it's basically like Knott's Berry Farm now. I was just saying it reminds me of the old Knott's Berry Farm pan for gold. And now Allie told me you can pan for marbles over here. There are so many rides and attractions here now that you actually have booths where you get fun ticks. Look, fun ticks required. Or $27.99, you can get a wristband. It's becoming a theme park, Al.
I know.
Look at this. You got your merry-go-round, or I think it's technically a carousel because it's mostly horses. And then there's this giant multi-story slide over here. Look at this wood-fired pizza. There's all kinds of food trucks, but they have permanent buildings too for barbecue. Look at how many people are out here just having picnics, bringing the kids out. Everybody in the local area takes their fall pictures out here. Allie's been coming here since she was born. In fact, there are pictures of her in some of the pictures we just got standing next to this thing. How tall this fall? All right, now I'm double fisting cameras here because I'm doing this shot right now. And now we can compare it to Allie's old pictures from when she was a kid. How tall this falls. See, you're over 5 feet right now. But spoiler alert, everybody. She's cheating. She's wearing heels. Oh, look at that. She's grown a little since the old days. Not much, but a little. All right, now I don't know if some of you were paying attention, but years ago we came out here and we watched something incredible. Somewhere back this way. It's grown so much, it's hard to tell where. They have a little arena where they race pigs. They have NAS pigs out here. Oh yeah, look at, see, Porco Arena. Check that out, Porco Arena. Now we are a little too, look at how much stuff is on this sign. We're a little too late in the day to see any NAS pig stuff, but look at all that. They've built a tractor ride out here. They got the old hayride. They've got the train still. It's incredible.
It's so weird because I used to come here when I was little and this place would be dead, and I would just go up in this barn over here and go up all the way to the top and then go down the slide a million times over and over.
And there's corn,
here.
right?
Yeah.
Isn't there corn on the bottom?
There is somewhere inside, I think.
You probably still get the odd weekday here where it's not too busy, but boy, oh boy, this is crazy, Allie. Like, this got leveled up a little bit. Now when you tell people you're from Yuba City, you know, from this area, and they go, where? You can say, oh, by Bishop's Pumpkin Farm. And I feel like a lot more people will know what you're talking about. Look at this, just barns open over here, something going on over here. I'm trying to remember where Porco Arena was. Okay, we found it. They're not doing any shows today. Well, not anymore, not since we got here. But look at, they changed it. Instead of NAS pig, it's all Alaskan racing pigs. There's still racing pigs out here in the Porco Arena. Let me just see if I can show you guys what Porco Arena looks like if you never saw my last video out here. It was quite a while ago. Yeah, I'll just come and sneak up here and show you. It's only a little awkward because there's no shows. I feel like this guy is down here is gonna tell me, hey, no more pigs for the day. But look at this, Porco Arena. They used to have the NAS pigs, now the all Alaskan racing pigs. Is Alaska famous for its pigs? Well, I guess you gotta be pretty fast if you're an Alaskan pig. She's got to run from them polar bears. Run for it! What the heck is this? The slushy parlor? Some kind of taco stand. They got a cider shack. That's not the apple cider that they make like out of fresh apples. That's the hard stuff. They got the hard cider out here now. And look at this. This has been out here for decades now. There's pictures of Allie when she's a kid riding on this. We've ridden on this together a couple of times. Oh yeah! Bishop's Pumpkin Farm line. I feel like this train has gotten longer though, even since I've been coming here, which has only been, what, 8, 9 years? Something like that since I've known Allie. Well, I've known Allie for 11 years now, but it's been about, no, how long have I known you? I've known you for 10 years, and you've lived with me for 8 years, so we've been coming here for probably 8 years.
Yeah.
7 years, something like that. But even since I've been coming here, I swear that train's gotten longer. Now they do this whole thing where they rent out these fire pits. I know they used to have a few, but it's massive. It goes all the way along this interior pumpkin patch with these giant grape pumpkins. And then on the other side, they have even more fire pits. And then last night was movie night, and they had these huge inflatable screens out here, and there were like thousands of people here to watch the movies. That is cute right there. That little train. Anyway, when I met Allie, she had a lot of crazy stuff going on in her life that no one will ever hear about until lots of other people are dead, and Allie writes her tell-all book. And her life was wild and crazy, and things got to a point where she was like, can you please come rescue me? Can you please come rescue me? She moved in with me, and it was wild. She left with just nothing but the clothes on her back. She started her life from scratch. And so we came up here, and it was a little bit of a, kind of a healing weekend. It's kind of nice. She spent some time with family. You got some of your stuff back. You've been waiting a decade to get back. And how do you feel now?
Pretty good.
Glad you came?
Yeah.
Nice trip? Mm-hmm. Yes, and I was here the whole time with her. And nobody shot me, so that's an improvement. That's pretty good. We're making progress up here. We're making progress. Allie's healing up from the past. But dude, this place is crazy. Now, a lot of times when I would travel up and down California, you know, I'd kind of go through the Central Valley. This is really the bottom of Northern California, but since we're just a little north of Sacramento, I would say it's still kind of Central Valley, and north of Sacramento, south of Chico. And I would be like, there's just nothing to do, you know. There's the Reedley Christmas tree farm, and then there's Bishop's Pumpkin Farm. This is the kind of stuff that you would never hear of if you live in Anaheim, but if you know one of these locals right here, you get to find out about Bishop's Pumpkin Farm. Look, they got this gift shop. There's cover bands playing down there. Hecka more fire pits. Hecka is a thing they say up here. I'm just trying to adapt like the locals. And yeah, we were here yesterday, and the line here was going all the way back to the train. But this is what Allie always really comes up here for. It's Mrs. Bishop's Country Bakery, and they make a pumpkin cake here that Allie seemingly cannot live without. She has baked her own pumpkin cake. We've tried some in New England. We've tried some from the grocery store. Her sister made some kind of pumpkin cake, pumpkin bread thing. She's like, nope, can't have it. Must have Mrs. B's specifically. Is it on the menu somewhere? I can't see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, here it is. Mrs. B's pumpkin cake. A perfect blend of sugar, spice, and everything. Just like you. Your sugar, spice, and everything nice.
They have a chocolate one too.
What'd you say?
They have a chocolate one too.
Choco pumpkin cake. Now I cannot eat that. But at Haunted Overload, weirdly, in New Hampshire last year, they had some baked stuff. They had gluten-free stuff.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was wild. So we were up in a cabin and I was eating all kinds of weird baked stuff I don't normally eat. But as much as Allie loved it, she was like, it's the one thing that's not the same. She needs Bishop's to open another bakery up in New England, and then she can finally move there and die in peace. Look at all these buildings, all these houses, all these people. This is what I was talking about. This is the more packed side of the farm. And check out this line here. This is the thing that I do indulge in with Allie. We come every year, and this is the line for the cider mill. They got apple cider donuts in there, I think, but mostly it's just jugs of freshly pressed apple cider. They are literally making it in the back of this building. I might be able to sneak around there in a little bit. I snuck back there once and watched them doing it, and the apple cider is super good. Yes, you can get apple cider at Vaughn's or Safeway or Ralph's or wherever, but this stuff is literally freshly, I don't know, what would you say, pressed, squeezed?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess it's pressed.
I think so.
Freshly pressed, freshly squeezed apple juice. And they squeeze it. Let's see if we can kind of see from up here. Not really. But back there, you can actually watch them bring truckloads of apples, squish them, and get the juice out, and you just drink it super, super duper fresh. It's unlike anything I ever had before growing up in Anaheim, let me tell you that much. I kind of like coming up here because I think of, when they built Disneyland, it was surrounded by orange groves, and before that, Knott's Berry Farm, surrounded by all the berry fields and the, all the chicken ranches and stuff like that. In fact, there was even an ostrich ranch in Buena Park, even an alligator farm in Buena Park, so in Orange County. And then obviously it grew up into subdivisions and 1950s tract housing, and now a sort of semi-urban, weird, suburban satellite towns to LA. And I always picture, like, man, back in my grandparents' day, this is kind of what going to Knott's would be like. And then it would have started exploding like this, like in the 60s or something like that. So I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. It's like a blast from the past. I'm sure there are a lot of you who are from rural areas who are like, oh, that's nothing. We got tons of those around us. But for me, growing up in Orange County and southern LA County, it's like, oh, this is the shiz. This is awesome. Ooh, look at this. Fun ticks. You can get some fun ticks for the whole fam. And look at that. You can see all the different rides you can do. You can do the train ride. There's some little airplanes. We'll see those in a second. The corn maze. Hey, bro, the corn maze is 8 tickets. The corn maze is the most expensive thing here. You want to go in the corn maze, you're going to pay up, sucker. But look, they got the sunflower thing. Petting zoo. 100 pack of tickets, $93.99. Well, what, the petting zoo used to be free?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it was free now.
No, it used to
Oh,
be.
you need a couple ticks to go in the petting zoo, huh? So there's a whole petting zoo over there. Oh, wow, this is new, though. They paved it. And look at the little barns. They got goats back there. Here's the thing. I was peeking through the exit. That's the line to get in. So it's not just baked goods and cider and all that kind of stuff. People are lined up like crazy for everything here. That is crazy. I've never seen a line for a petting zoo like that before. Look, and they got the 100-acre farm back here. It's like 100 acres, maybe even more, of pumpkins back there. This is new too. I noticed this yesterday. They just put up like kind of a shelter and a tarp, and then they stack a bunch of hay there and just let kids go nuts, jumping around in the hay. I don't know if there's like a trampoline pad underneath it. It kind of looks like there might be. It's just a bunch of hay on a I think it's hay on a trampoline.
Yeah.
And they're just bouncing around in the hay, which, like, again, if you're from Sacramento or you're from, the suburbs or an urban area, coming out here and jumping around in the hay must be pretty fun. Okay, no, 100-acre farm is the name of the expansion. Although they have at least that in Pumpkin Fields. It's crazy out there. But look at that, huge corn maze, so you can reenact Children of the Corn. Over here they have some kind of dog stunt show they were showing yesterday. Let's see if we can peek at it, because it seems like there's people over here now. Another cider shack. We don't need any of the hard stuff. Look at this, here's a dog stunt show. This lady's got, what's she got? Some kind of wiener dog mix. I gotta be quiet over here, I don't want to disturb anybody that we're passing by. Oh, we just missed it. We just missed the dog stunt show, Allie. She just put her stunt dog away. Darn, we didn't get to see racing pigs or stunt dogs. But hey, there's always next year. I just wanted to see a wiener dog jump through an incredibly low hoop. We don't want to talk about wiener jobs. Oh, look at this, they have a website, stuntdogshow.com. So I assume we could just look that up then. We could watch it on YouTube. That's all right, we missed the live show, but that's okay. Okay, look at this, here's one of the new rides. It's kind of hard to see unless you peek over the fence. They built a tractor ride. It's actually got like a track. It's like a full-on amusement park style attraction. The Tootling Trackers. There's animatronic sort of characters that rock on the porch. There's like stuffed weird animals in there. Oh, Allie found the backstage area for the stunt dogs. She's admiring the stunt dogs from a distance. What?
There's a cat.
There's a stunt cat? Oh, of course it would be an orange one. It's always the orange ones.
Yeah.
It's got a little bed out there too. That's a VIP cat, a VIC. All right, look at this. This is why there was an airplane on that sign back there. They've also got one of these out here. This isn't just hauled out here for the season. Look at this, they built a permanent sort of concrete pad for this. So they got this airplane ride, they've got that tractor ride. Everywhere these are popping up, you've got all these little fun tick stations where they sell soda, they sell cider, like the non-hard cider. There's a bunch of look at these little stations over here, and a bunch of entrances to the corn maze, which as you can see is pretty huge. I can see a bridge way out there. But this is the Tootling Tractors ride. You line up, you go for a little tractor ride. If you want to know what it looks like on the inside, you gotta pay up. Oh, I see, look. This is the corn maze, kettle corn. I know what Allie's gonna be leaving with, not just cake. She loves kettle. Dude, when we watch movies at home, I swear this is true. Allie will make me buttered popcorn like a normal person, and then she'll eat kettle corn while watching a movie.
Yeah.
That's weird. Look at that, Farmer Bill's. They got Mrs. B, they got something named after Farmer Bill. So the Bishop's family is smart, dude. They're crushing it out here in Wheatland, California. And if you quickly Google Wheatland, California, just look at the satellite view, not a big place. Not a lot going on. Take out the 2 or 3 housing subdivisions they added in probably the 90s or early 2000s, like kind of more modern homes, and you really got a tiny town. The kind of town my grandma used to say that if you spit on it, you could make a rainstorm. By the way, I'm trying not to show my face so much because look at it. I didn't bring any razors with me. I'm sort of unkempt. Allie won't even kiss me anymore. That's not true. She will, but that's what she said. Ow, he's scratchy. Speaking of Allie, she just went to go find her sister. But yeah, I was like, oh, we got to go up and film the pumpkin farm. What I wasn't expecting is that this would be the time where randomly out of nowhere, literally the night we showed up, I was hungry. Allie ordered something because the place was going to close before we got here, and asked her sister to pick it up for me. And then I got out here, and her sister lives right by her parents, and we literally went through like the back fence and went into her parents' house where she hasn't been for 8 years, literally since the day she moved out. And we were in there, and of course there was talking, there was picture looking at, there was stuff gathering, it was a whole thing. So it kind of changed the trajectory of what I thought was gonna happen on this trip. Quite a bit. There goes the train back there, and I can't really see it going on here, but this is the back of the cider mill, and I've seen them squeezing the apple, so they must be done squeezing for the, I can see the machinery up against the red building over there. I see a couple crates of apples, maybe they're still doing a little squeezing. And actually if you get inside you can see it happening. Anyway, so as you can imagine, after 8 years, a weird homecoming that has not happened to her in her childhood home. You know, looking at her cheer uniform and her pictures and her report cards, and yeah, it was trying to figure out how to put this. By the way, look, here you go, the movies. They do fireworks shows out here every Friday in October. Look at the fire pit. Check in over here because you can rent these fire pits out. So they got families who rent out full-on fire pits. That's where the screen is, one of the screens for the films. And then look, as far as you can see out to those trees and orchards are pumpkin fields, and Allie and I walked way the heck out there. Took some great photos yesterday around this time. Lots of mosquitoes. Make sure you wear long pants. But they have some closer pumpkin fields that have those like huge mutant pumpkins in them. You know what I'm talking about? These huge ones here. Don't worry, I didn't forget about telling you about the other story. I just kind of think how to word it in the most accurate, best, nice possible way. I would say, and not about our host, but just, you know, for me and Allie, it was a little bit tense. Maybe more so for me than anybody, just because I'm always worried about her, and I'm literally there to protect her, make sure she feels comfortable, you know, make sure whatever happens, it's her boundaries, and she feels good about it. And so it just makes me feel on high alert, right? So it's just, it derailed our plan. Our plan was just to come up, film the pumpkin farm, go home, and it turned into a whole other thing. But it wasn't a bad thing, it was a good thing. I'm not gonna speak to Allie's feelings, she can speak about her own feelings. But I think it was pretty good. It was nice to go and socialize a little bit, keep things casual, keep things nice and cool. No discussing the wounds of the past, but looking through, you know, old pictures for her and her being able to have some of her old clothes and like love notes and weird things that I sent her in the olden times, and just stuff like that. Stuff from when she would come and visit me in the first Random Land videos and things, and it's just nice for her to have her stuff, you know, her old high school yearbooks and even like her preschool yearbook and stuff. They kept everything. So like I say, I could film a whole documentary about Allie now, year by year, month by month probably. But anyway, back to the pumpkin farm so you can see the moon out there. I don't know if you can tell, but way out there, there are tractors pulling big old hay wagons, and so people sit in the hay. And like I said, we filmed this before. I'm sure next year I'll get a chance to, unless we get to go to New England again somehow, I'll come back and, you know, do a more thorough job of this. But clearly we need to come on a weekday because it is wild out here, you guys. It is packed. This used to be sort of the outskirts, and it wasn't busy at all. Look at, they have these like single person or single family size tractors. They can haul you out to the pumpkin fields on this, or you can take some fun pics on them. Here's a train track. Where's that train? Another massive inflatable screen in another one of these pumpkin patches. You can actually sit on a hay bale or a giant pumpkin and watch the film. See, look at this. So that's at least 3 screens I've seen so far. And then look at this, the other side of the tracks, like a beer garden. They got this cover band. I'm glad they're back tonight. They were here last night too. Let's go see what they're up to. These guys love to jam, dude. They love to rock out. And as you can see, sold out crowd. Yeah! It's funny because you can kind of tell like all the local teens come out here, all the local hipster moms coming out for the fall photos, and then all the local teens out here kind of meet up with their buddies and hang out away from parental supervision a little bit. Kind of like me with Knott's Berry Farm when I was younger. And yes, it's a long way from home to come just for a pumpkin farm, just for a couple of fun pics out in the pumpkin patches and to get a pumpkin cake. But truth be told, I love that girl. I worship the ground she walks on, and since I couldn't take her to New England, pumpkin farm it is. People always ask me, I cannot tell you how often, like, man, I want what you have. I wish I could meet my own Allie, but I cannot tell you how much. The Allie thing is like total kismet. I was getting divorced. I was like, I do not want to be with anyone. I want to be alone. I never want to fall in love again. I never want anything. And somehow I ended up becoming friends with Allie. She was sort of the only impartial friend I had that didn't know my old life, and I'd be talking to her all the time, and I'd hear about her situation and her stuff in her life. She liked me from the beginning. She always says like, oh, I was in love with you before I met you. You know, I used to watch her videos and be like, I'm gonna steal that guy one day. And she was pretty unrelenting on like, oh, we're gonna date. And I'm like, I don't know, you know, it's a little age difference there and this and that. Oh, we're gonna date. And it took a while, but we ended up dating. And like I say, I worship the ground that little tiny person walks on, and we're still together all these years. So it's been about 10 years. Now at this point, I would say it's almost about 10 years since we started dating. We were just friends about 10 years ago. She wanted to date. I was like, I don't know. And I think your family hates me, you know, it might be kind of awkward. But the moral of the story is you just got to listen to your heart, be positive, be there for someone, and then recognize when you meet someone who is really there for you. Because the thing is, I'm all about Allie. I've done whatever I can. I mean, the only reason she moved in with me, honestly, look, it's confession time. I didn't want her to. I was like, hey, how about I help you rent a room somewhere? You're going through this whole situation, maybe till you finish your beauty school, whatever, and we can still date. And then, you know, if things work out, you move in. She was like, if you don't come get me now, I don't know, you know, so it was like now or never. She moved in with me. I was like, oh, how is this gonna work? And it worked out very, very well. The point is, you never know when something small can change your life in a very huge way. But keep your eyes out for the people who are all about you. Like I said, I was all about her. I wanted to help her. I would do anything for her. And I realized pretty quickly, especially after she moved in with me, that she was all about me. And that's the thing, you gotta be all about the other person. My only weird advice is don't look for someone who makes you happy. Look for someone that all you want to do is make them happy. But this is the key important part. You meet someone who also, they are 100% about wanting to make you happy. And that is how it works. And the last time I was in a long time relationship, I was married before, I wanted to put in all the love. I was married to someone who did not like me very much, and that is also another thing. Make sure you find someone who is your best friend, somebody who likes you, somebody who wants to be there. If somebody doesn't want to be there with you, let them go, because it's not worth it. All right, that wasn't meant to be a sermon. That's just meant to be my experience. Of course, everyone's gonna have a different experience. We're gonna get in this line now and get some of Allie's cake, because look at this, the sun is starting to go down. Oh no, it turns out they weren't in the cake line. Turns out they decided to take an impromptu photo session, so now I'm lost. I'm lost on the other side of the tracks, on the rough streets of Wheatland. Help! Oh dude, if they're taking pictures, the two of them, I know it's out in the pumpkins, and I'm just hoping it's in the close pumpkins and not way out under the moonlight. I guess we're about to find out. Oh, thank goodness. It was the close pumpkins. They're in the close pumpkins. I'm right in the background now. I'm ruining the shot. I'm ruining the shot. Oh, she got the leather jacket on. That's the thing. See, Allie's sister used to take all her pictures back in the day. What's up, David?
How's it going?
and so Allie's always complaining when I take her picture, like, I need my sister here. Oh, you don't know how to do it right. So finally she's gonna have some good pictures. Well, compare them to the ones I took yesterday. We'll see who wins. Amanda, we'll find out.
Amanda's one of the best.
That's what I hear. That's all I ever hear. Oh, look at this. This is nice. We got the sister pick action going. David's got the camera. So look at this. I just get to hold the purses. That's what I do.
I think
I'd rather hold the purses than have the pressure of the pick taking, you know. These girls are ruthless over here. Ruthless. Oh, the shades are on. There's props and everything. What's happening? Other girls in their high school used to tease them because Amanda used to take Allie's pictures in the backyard. So girls would like subtweet them like, oh, the backyard models. And Allie would always make the joke, yeah, I'm famous at the school. So there they are. They're being famous at the pumpkin farm. Anyway, as you can imagine, whoever was right or wrong or whatever the story was, and no one will ever know about us, you can understand why it's like a little bit healing. Even if it comes in small doses and even if they come kind of far apart, it's a little bit healing for, you know, Allie to have moments like this with her sister, with her family, all that kind of stuff. So we're here at the pumpkin farm, and again, even we were just gonna run up here really quick today and grab her cake because we didn't grab that yesterday. We did the pictures yesterday and we take off, but once again at the last second on the fly, you know, family shows up and things change, and that's really good. I'm very happy. It makes me very happy because she obviously moved down with me, and you know, my family became her family very fast, and they love her. They think that she's the best thing that ever happened to me, to them, to everybody, and she is. She's a little queen. But I think it's nice. I've been asking her every 3 months, every 2 months since she moved in with me, like, do you want to go back home? Do you want to go for a visit? Do you want to call anybody? No. Like, you know, let her handle her own boundaries and her own space and her own time. But when I get to be the vehicle, literally, for bringing her up, and then she does get to have a little family time or anything like that, I feel really good about it. It makes me really happy because I am all about, you know, family and that stuff. So I choose to have an Allie to raise my son and do all those kinds of things. Probably have a wilder, crazier life if I was alone, traveling around, filming whatever I wanted at any given moment, but I can't live like that. It's just not me. And my thing is, I like family, I like people close to me, and it makes it a lot harder to support everyone and keep everybody alive and keep us all in food, especially these days. You guys know how it is, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Family's worth it. It's not for everyone. In a lot of cases, I can definitely see why, but for my money, it's worth it anyway. Okay, so you can see those trees are way out there, these orchards, and that dark line, that's an orchard out there. That's where we were yesterday with the normal size pumpkins. These are still sort of the, I don't know what you call these, like the freak pumpkins. And the mosquitoes are now out in force, and I am being bitten alive because I'm the one person who didn't wear long pants. So do as I do, not as I, or do as I say, not as I do. How about that for a slogan? As you can see, the sun is going down. It's about to get dark here at Bishop's Pumpkin Farm. I thought we'd have a more extensive tour, but life happens, things happen, life and family sometimes finds a way. So I'm just out here in the pumpkin patch. I'm gonna be out here waiting for the great pumpkin, and I have no idea what's coming next. We're working without a net here. I didn't have time to build this vlog to scale or to paint it. Oh, great pumpkin! I'm very sincere. Great pumpkin. Maybe it's too loud for the great pumpkin. Ah! Mosquitoes. Oh, spiders! Okay, we're done in the pumpkin field. This is the back of the cider press, and they literally were just, of course, right when I come up, they stop, but they literally just were running a fresh batch of apples over here, and the line's gotten a little lengthy on the other side of this. I don't know if I'll be able to get in the cider mill, but we are 100%. You gotta lay across the hood, like Sports Illustrated or something, Hot Rod Magazine.
I should do that, huh?
Yeah, splay, you have to splay. I don't know what that means. Or at least I hope I don't know what that means. Anyway, they're doing the fresh cider pressing here. Let's see if we can see anything through the window. Oh yeah, look at that. So that's the inside, a little gift shop in there. But there are windows inside the gift shop where you can actually see through where they're squishing the apples and squirting them into jugs. I can't quite get back there because this line is furious. Look at the size of this line. Holy guacamole. It's going all the way over there in front of the bakery. It's the longest line I've ever seen for apple cider in my life. Holy cow, it's that good though, it really is. All right, well, we're at least going to the bakery. Pro tip, if you just want the regular apple cider, that gift shop I showed you that's next to the bakery, so if you ever do come out here, Allie's got her sister, so she's got a posse right now, they don't need me for 1 second. Go in the gift shop, because the actual gift shop, also the big barn by the parking lot where you check out and buy your pumpkins if you picked any pumpkins, but this little gift shop right here, and I'm checking for them on something. See how it says Grab and Go Bakery? Well, sometimes in here they will have the pumpkin cake and the caramel apples and stuff that Allie likes. So here's the caramel apples. They've got popcorn balls. Dude, I have not thought about popcorn balls in 100 years. They used to give these to us on Halloween. That was in the 80s, before things got, like, went up a notch with the whole, there's razor blades in the candy, there's poison in the candy, never eat any candy that's not, you know, like, corporately packaged. But people used to give us popcorn balls, pennies, apples, stuff like that. And I remember the song when I was a kid, popcorn popping on the apricot tree. Still don't know what that means, but popcorn balls. Let's see, we got walnut pie. So, oh, I thought someone was bringing some fresh stuff. So sometimes we can get her pumpkin cake here. It's always good to check, that's what I'm doing. And then look at this, pure apple cider right there. They keep filling it up. So you have little jugs, you've got the big jugs. Anyway, so it's always worth checking over here if they've got the stuff, because you can just do the grab and go thing. Look, here's the back of the actual bakery where that line is. They're all out in that big long line. And look at that. Look how many pies and mini pies they're making just for today, just for right now, just for tonight. That's how big of a deal Bishop's Pumpkin Farm stuff is. And there are thousands of families who that is their jam. Okay, this is it right here, dude. This is my thing that I enjoy from here, is I enjoy getting this apple cider that they make right here on the farm. They got they got gallons, they got half gallons, and they got these little pints, or whatever they are, 12-ounce bottles. The sad thing is, we try to take these home to Orange County, and we brought a cooler one time. We put like the gallon jugs and the little half-gallon jugs or pint, whatever they are, and we put them into the cooler. Didn't think about it. Drove all the way home, up over the mountains to LA, and I guess the pressure changed, like popped the cap off, because most of the people who buy this stuff, they live around here. They don't need to take it that far, but we took it up over the mountains and it just exploded all in the cooler. And so ever since then, we've been pretty gun shy about taking it home. There's lots of places to do apple cider down by us. There's a place called Oak Glen in Southern California, if you ever go and look up Oak Glen. But I just want this cider. I want to take it home, and I can never do it. I'm gonna grab a bottle or two right now. Now, I'm sure some of you are watching this going, dude, I got a place like that. And if you do, leave it in the comments, because I'm traveling around all the time. Not usually in the autumn, but you know, like last fall we were in New England and we were trying to find like sort of the New Hampshire, Massachusetts equivalent of this, Vermont, East or Western Maine, and we couldn't find anything quite on this sort of level. Not that we're looking for like the theme park level part of it, but I just mean like the big cider mill, and actually we found a lot of cider mills, but the bakery and the huge fields of pick your own pumpkin right off the vine. We couldn't find anything quite like Bishop's. I always like to, and I never know where I'm going to end up. Sometimes I'm in Florida in the fall, sometimes I'm in Kansas. You just never know where I'm going to pop up. So let me hear where you guys have your little fall traditions. Do you have a pumpkin patch? Do you have an apple picking season where you're at? Is there like a special place like this? I know there's a huge one in New Mexico off Route 66. I've never managed to see when it's open, near Moriarty, but yeah, I'd like to hear about some more of these places. Okay, we waited in this crazy line, and Allie is going to grab a pumpkin pie for my mom and an apple pie for my dad. Because she was like, oh, your dad loves pie. So that's nice. But yeah, it's a little crazy, a little wild. But she says it's worth it. I don't know, they don't make gluten-free versions, so I cannot testify to it. I can't swear to it, but Allie swears that this is a very special pumpkin cake and there's no other pumpkin cake like it. Even when she tried to use their own recipe to make it, it was not the same apparently. All right, here she goes, going in, getting the pie. Get back in the pie. All right, there it is. Check that out. We got the bag and we got a mug yesterday. They actually started making some sick merch. What else did we get? There was t-shirts, but you didn't like them.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there.
But they're gonna up the merch game, I feel like, because this is straight up becoming like pumpkin theme park. As long as they don't get rid of the pumpkin fields, because that's the best part. Allie likes the actual, like the fact that they're growing, right?
Yeah, it makes a good picture.
Because the other pumpkin patches like are just piles of them trucked in from somewhere. Look at this. Didn't expect your sister. You got a whole party going on.
Yeah.
All right, look at this. For whatever reason, the gift shop sort of emptied out. Well, look at, okay, so they have some your basic Hobby Lobby type stuff in here, nice hipstery stuff. Oh, I better be quiet. It's so. And then they have stuff like this, right? And they've got stuff like this. This is the kind of stuff everybody thinks Allie would like, but she doesn't really like this type of sort of Etsy shirt type of stuff. She does like fall though, but she has a very particular, picky aesthetic. But look at this. They actually have some Bishop's Pumpkin Farm merchandise, bucket hat. They got sweaters. So it's happening, dude. It is, oh, are those slippers? Okay, they're just generic slippers. I thought they were specifically Bishop's Pumpkin Farm slippers. But dude, they got candles, they got farm stuff. Look at, they got Christmas stuff. Maybe they'll turn themselves into a Christmas tree farm. But yeah, they've got merchandise. Allie's getting me apple cider, by the way. That's why I'm in here. And then I think we have to hit the road because we've got a long drive home. Took us about 9 hours to get up here. That's the longest it's ever taken me to get up here. Usually it's 6 to 7 hours, but yeah, they got all kinds of like little cutesy stuff, so come on down. Okay, here we go. Reaching. One. Taking them from the back so they're colder, or just less sticky?
Yeah.
Just less sticky. Okay, here we go.
A non-sticky one.
Bishop's Pumpkin Farm. We did it. We got the cake. We got the cider. We nailed it. All right, well, I can hear the movies going on out there past the train station, out in the fields. I don't know what they're watching. Doesn't sound like the Goonies. I can't remember the schedule. But look, it's just all these crazy food places and stuff. But basically, we've got our pumpkin cake. We've got our apple cider. I think we've basically done our duty, guys, and it is getting more crowded out here, believe it or not. So I think it's time for us to head south to Sacramento and then down the entire state of California so we can go home and sleep well. Anyway, sorry this adventure's a little out of the norm. I don't have really anything crazy personal for myself to talk about. I don't have really any updates on other random land things. And, you know, I'm not in Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm or France or anywhere else crazy like that. I'm here in Wheatland, California. But I thought I'd bring you guys along to the old farm on a little alley trip over there. I'm going to drink this pure apple cider. And don't worry, I will be back to Disneyland the day after tomorrow. And we will have a fun time together there. I'm hoping we'll do some sometimes vlogs over there. Hoping we'll do some random land, some then and now, some history, some old footage, some all kinds of stuff. But for now, for real, we've done our duty. Time to go home, sleep well. And remember, if you're out there still looking for your alley, just keep open to the universe. Don't settle for second best. Wait. Work on yourself. And when the time is right, keep your eyes open. Because you never know when someone could come out of the mists in Adventureland and be the next Mrs. You or Mr. You or whatever. So cheers. Go home. Sleep well. And down the hatch. By the way, real quick before I go, Halloween is almost here. I mean, we're literally, what, 2 weeks away? And then Thanksgiving will be here. Before you know it, people will be eating whatever this stuff is right here. We'll be talking about Squanto instead of Jack Skellington. And then it'll be Christmas. And if you want a Christmas present, a sick Christmas present, remember my new book is still out there. And we brought back the personalized option. So you can get a personalized signed book. I wrote it for the Random Land fan in your household. And get it now, because you'll get it in time for Christmas. Okay, that's the last thing I want to say. Goodbye.